Welcome, everyone. My name's Mike Carterell, Community Manager for CyberBrokers and fellow Leftover. Today, we have an exciting session on CyberBrokers and Community tools. I went through and took a long time to gather all the links to all the stuff that community members have created, and then added in all the CyberBroker tools that have been added over time. Oh, excuse me, as well. So we're going to do a quick run through of some of this. Um, and then, we're going to do a whole bunch of screen sharing to show it live. So let me start off. Excuse me. So just for those who are new, CyberBrokers is a metaverse-native media and entertainment company that is building a captivating universe through beautiful collectibles, engaging content, and interactive experiences. And you're going to see a lot of that today, especially with the things the community has created. Make sure to check out our website, cyberbrokers.com, Twitter, cyberbrokers with an underscore. And we have 3 collections that you can see online: CyberBrokers, Genesis Mechs, and coming in Q4, Mech Mods plus our game. So everything I'm going to be talking about today is in one place, so you can go find it later. In our Discord, in the more info channel, there's a whole bunch of sections where you can find these links. So I'm not going to worry about showing you the links. You can go grab them there. For those that are in the channel with me in voice, feel free to ask questions in chat as we go along. I'll be watching because I know a lot of you are at work or other things and aren't able to speak in voice. But also feel free to pop into voice and ask questions as well. So let's get into it. So the first thing, for CyberBrokers tools, making sure you understand our main website, cyberbrokers.com. We have Pretty for unrevealed parts, and we have Snap for revealed parts to assemble mechs. And let me do the complicated switching here. So I start here. Okay, and it's loading. While I'm doing that, I'm just going to look at Pretty. I don't have any parts, but Pretty is where you would go if you had unrevealed parts and turn them into revealed parts. So, Pretty will either be nice to you, hopefully, in what specific style. So remember, we started out, there were 5 models, and Pretty turns them into 50 styles. So the style of part within the model will vary. If I had parts here, it would allow me to reveal them. Snap, on the other hand, is where you go and you go ahead and assemble your parts. Now, interestingly, I'm already good. I'm already there. One thing I want to note here is I'm always connecting with a hot wallet. So using delegation, when I connect with my hot wallet here, I don't see anything, but it supports delegate cache, so I can pick my cold wallet without logging in. Okay. And then I can start to see all my parts. Oh, there we go. Takes a minute to load. So in the CyberBrokers universe, pretty much everywhere you can connect with a hot wallet, not your cold wallet with assets, to make sure you keep them safe. The one exception to that is Pretty. Pretty does not support delegate cache yet. Everywhere else, make sure to use a hot wallet. Let's go back to the main site. So, we've all seen the Explorer, and you can go investigate, and you may notice new things here over time. That's about all I'll say about that. So these are the 3 primary sites for CyberBrokers where you're going to find information. Let me go back to the other presentation. Okay. I now want to talk about specifically the tools at those locations. So we've got the inventory page, CyberBrokers, mech styles, AR, and resources. And I want to walk through them quickly here. So if I go to the inventory, again, I'm logged in with my hot wallet, okay, and it automatically picks up all of my assets in all delegated wallets. So security, hot wallet. I'll keep repeating that 16 times. um, so if I go, let's start with brokers first. Okay, I can look at my broker. Okay, and I can see all of its stats. I can turn on and off layers. So if I want to see like what's underneath the helmet here, I can take the helmet off and I can see this broker has the amazing mask on it. If I want to take off the mask, I can see the face underneath. I can take off, everything else. You can see, it's 3D and layers. This is the beauty of cyber brokers, is SVG as well as on chain. But I'm going to come to the assets part. So the first thing you can do is you can download all of your assets through this button, and you can download your Pixel Broker assets through this button here. Okay. If I switch back for a second, I'm going to go ahead. Whoa, went too far. So in that CyberBrokers package, you will note there's the original SVG. So that is what is on chain and is stored on IPFS cache. So that's the main asset for your NFT. You also get a PNG version of it, as well as a PFP version. So you'll note that CyberBrokers are not perfectly sized because they're full body for PFPs. So the PFP version is a square and allows you to zoom into however close you want to get. So it's an easy way to use on social media, Twitter, and everything else. Yes, SVG, Sky. Let me go back to Pixel Brokers. Okay, so if I click Pixel Brokers, there's a lot more assets. Okay, there's the PFP itself, which is just a single image, non-animated. On the Move is the animated version of things, and then we currently have 3 scenes. Um, Let me see if I can show one of those. Or is that going to show up? Oh, there we go. Why is it not showing up? Oh, there it goes. Over here. Okay. For some reason, I can't show it. But you can kind of see it's a moving, what's called a parallax or a scene, and your broker is moving through it. What I want to focus on is the pixel package. So if you click that button, it will give you everything in a single zip file. Okay. So you've got your main PFP, which is just the standalone. You've got your animation, which is what you're seeing here, the walking in all the different directions. Okay. Um, and then the sprite sheet itself. And this is what games use to import. So, like World Wide Web, picks that up automatically as you connect with your, again, delegated wallet. So these are all available for use. You can also individually download each of these scenes as well. Okay. So just a reminder, Pixel Brokers are not individual NFTs. They are owned by the broker and they stay with the broker. If anyone has any questions, feel free to type in chat or pop into voice. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep trucking because there's so much stuff to go through and I want to make sure we get it all in one session here. Okay, up next is mechs. So if I go and just look at my mechs, I want to pick, I like my Cyber Knight. Okay. So again, all the information about that mech. Okay. There is a zip file here that I'll show in a minute. If you want to grab the VRM directly as a link, you just click that button and it'll put it in your keyboard buffer. Okay, so if I go up here, I can see that's my link to my VRM. Okay, and then you can also switch to 3D view here as well. It's taking a minute to come up. Let's see. Pick a different one. I know this one worked earlier. Yep, of course. Live demo. Not working. So I'll keep going. So if we look at that zip file that we talked about, has all the different assets, 3D assets. So there's 1K, 2K, and 4K versions of everything. There's a VRM level 0, a normal VRM 1, and a GLB version. There's a preview GLB, which is a little bit different. And then you'll notice there's the 2 images. So the NFT image is what you're seeing on places like OpenSea. And then there's a new one, the transparent one. So if you want to, take your mech and paste it into some, picture, it's very easy to just grab the transparent mech. Sky, yes, those were all available day one, which is truly amazing. And recently, I think in the last month, that transparent one got added. So that's there for you, for creating. So easy to drop your mech into any other image to share and create with. All of these things are also, well, I should say it this way. I'll just move on because it'll make it easier. So I want to talk quickly just about the different assets that there are. I kind of mentioned all of them previously. But the main one you're going to want to use is the mech1k.0.vrm. That is the one that's best suited for 3D worlds like HyperFi, Mona, and on Cyber. For HyperFi and on Cyber, you don't even need to grab these files. Both of those, when you connect, will automatically display them for picking. That's through the metadata. There's a metadata trait called VRM_URL, which has a link to this 1K0 version. So they'll automatically pick it up for you. If you're going to do any creations like renders and things like that, I would suggest starting with the 2K GLB. If you're getting more serious, you can move up to the 4K, but the 2K is a good starting ground. And then I talked about these two as well. Yes, if you downloaded recently, they'll probably be there, Sky. But if not, you can just download them again. They'll be updated in the new downloads. Okay. So let's go. So we talked about all of the assets. Okay. We talked about all of those. Okay, so let's go back and go to CyberBrokers. So on the website, if I go here to CyberBrokers, this is an easy way to browse all the CyberBrokers. Okay, you can certainly do this on OpenSea. This has some more features, so you can pick some of the main traits that you would also see on OpenSea. You can also get specific about species and genders. So if I'm specifically looking for a human female, this is a filter that doesn't exist on OpenSea. You can mind, body, soul as well, and then some of the key iconic traits. So if I want to see all the females with DJ mixers, I can do that here. You can also search. So if I know a specific ID of one, it should do that. Oh, because I've got female on. Yep, my bad. Let me try that again. There we go. So you can search by token ID. You can search by name. Okay. You notice it's not, it's using all words with the fizzy, so it comes up with more of them. Ooh, game the fuzzy. I like that. I might have to go look at that broker. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. So this is a great resource slash cyberbrokers to browse all cyberbrokers. Okay. The same thing, if you want to look at all the mech styles, you can see them here ranked by model and also by rarity within model. Okay. And then if you want to look at mechs, you can go take a look at um, all the currently generated and assembled mechs. Same concept. You've got model, style. Uh, since since style may differ a little bit with ability based upon Frankenmechs, you can search this way as well. And then obviously the speed, endurance, and everything that goes along with them. Oh, I love this one. Bloody Evil. Yeah, Stella Cat just created this one. I love the red and the transparent arms. Okay, I could sit here and talk about mechs forever, so I'm going to keep moving along. Um, okay, the other two I want to briefly talk about on the website were AR. People tend to forget about this one a lot, and then resources. So if I go to this page, this is all the AR resources. There's a filter for each of the factions. Okay, that was fun when we used that in version beta. There are wearable mechs. Okay, so you could put yourself in a picture and replace your body with these specific mechs, all from your phone. I believe these are Instagram filters. Let me double check. Yeah, they're Instagram filters. So that's fun. We've used these at conferences before. An easy way to be anonymous as well. Uh, there's a world AR, so you can put your liquidator anywhere. There's a whole bunch of specific ones for NFT Paris if you have the stickers from NFT Paris. If you're near the Eiffel Tower, and then you can also do the Eiffel Tower anywhere at home. It'll put the Eiffel Tower wherever you drop it and put a mech cybercon on it. So some fun activities for you to do. Then there's the fashion filters. So these are like the traits. So the Bitcoin mask, the headdress, and the helmet. Um, and those are all the current AR filters. And then lastly, I want to talk about the resources page. If you're ever looking for something in CyberBrokers, this is a great place to start. It's got some very well categorized sections, and then you can, dig in to figure out where to go from there. Okay, I think that rounds up the CyberBrokers tools. Okay, next up, I want to start getting into the community tools, and it's good. We're halfway, so plenty of time. I've always found the banner tools to be the most fun, just because it allows you to put multiple assets into a single image. I want to start with the broker banner tool, which was created by Diver Dump and was one of the original tools that came out for cyberbrokers. So a little bit historic as well. Uh, so there are multiple types you can do here. Um, the first is a simple what I would call slicing. So put the number of token IDs of the mechs in, and it'll give you a sliced version. So that's just grab your token IDs and drop them into there. This has got to be my favorite though, especially when you get to focus on the background. The backgrounds are kind of hidden behind the brokers, and you tend to focus on the broker, but the backgrounds themselves are amazing as well. So this, I'll pop this out. So if I do like 2295, this is the cyberbroker background. I love this background. And then you can adjust the height over here. So if I wanted to, bring that down a little bit, to show more of the hair or something on the head. So if you've got a single broker, this is an amazing tool you can play with. Um, and then along with that, I want to talk about the layered tool. This was another fun one. Great way to show all the detail that's behind your broker. So let me pick. I'm trying to remember if I had. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, that one didn't work last time. Gotta find a good one that has a whole bunch of layers in it. We'll hit one here eventually. So that's a good one. So it's got the different tops. It's pulling off the arms, the hair. And again, giving you kind of like that full view with the background as well. And so you can easily play with these just through the URL. I like that one too. The hacker. Now this is interesting because the hacker really all of that is like one thing. So it doesn't show up as layers as easily. There's a good one. Taking off the belt, the top piece, the back piece. Okay, I'll stop. So you can play with this. Then there are two other versions here. Um, so you can get one, with like a CyberBrokers themed background here, and then you can also add lost paradigms in. Um, so you'll need to grab the URL for your lost paradigms here versus a number, but we'll show this in a different version with CBGB's tool coming up. So again, just change the token IDs in this. Okay. Then what? I'm just going to get rid of all of these. Make life easier. Okay, so this is CBGB's banner generation tool, and it has the ability to do mechs. Okay, so I'm gonna pick some random mechs here. I'm gonna pick some more cyber brokers. You can pick a lost paradigm collection to be as the background, and you can also pick your faction. So I do that, and oh, why didn't it do the mechs? Oh, it's still thinking. Okay, give it a minute. The really cool part is it shows the cyber brokers and the pixel broker next to it, which I love seeing them in one place. And let me see. Why isn't it picking up the mechs? Okay, I'll have to ask CBG. Interesting, it did work earlier. Oh, I love the dealer with the open. Okay, so yet another tool, it gives you the ability to easily create some graphics for Twitter or, even Discord banners. Great tool. Let's move on to brokers. So just as a reminder, brokers are on chain, so you can, just go directly to the contract and play and pull out the layers directly. You can get assembled, brokers directly. So fun learning experience for that. If you're looking for something more UI based, most of the things that are on the Fizzy are now on the main CyberBrokers website, but there's a few leftovers there. Oh, so these are all my brokers, and the card tool is what's here. So if I select a broker, okay, I can create these broker cards, that has all the deets on them. I can even turn on and off layers, so if I want to take the mask off, I can change the color and size of all the text. Just a fun way to grab your asset and add a little bit more to it before posting to Twitter or using in other assets. Um, the other nice thing, you can save it as a PNG or the SVG format. So like if I wanted my broker without a background, okay, I just simply have to do that and get rid of the fisherman icon, and I can save it as a PNG, and now I can grab that asset and go anywhere else as well. Um, this has a little description of what classes and talents. So for those who are looking for more in their collection than just one, this is a great tool to show you what you have. And I avoid the missing because many of us will never get to having that many brokers. Um, it's a dream. Um, and then yeah, we never got to the PFP. The banners is just moved over, and the cards. Um, you can browse. So there's some cool information. So you can look at the talents here. You can look at the classes. Okay, the numbers, the statistics. So this is actually still kept up to date. How many minted the current owners, and how many still kept their assets from mint. Fun little stat. And then it also does have a browse by talent. So a little different. Rather than searching, you can just pick and see them all quickly. Okay, enough on the fizzy. Next up, I want to go for those who are looking to create with CyberBroker assets. The GitHub repository is a great place to go because it has everything you need in one place. So you don't need to if you're looking to get all of the brokers in a certain format or all of the layers, don't go on chain to try to get it. Just grab it from here. So I'll give an example. If I go to all the NFTs, okay, there's different versions. So there's the original render that came out of the contract itself. There's the no background version of the render. There's the cached version of the render. These two are very similar. They produce the same result, but the internals are a little different because the render is compressed. So it has numbers for objects, whereas the IPFS has text that's more descriptive. Then there's a card version of the SVG, and then obviously PNG versions of all of those. So you can go in and grab any individual one you want right from the repo, or you can go to the zip and download them all. Okay. Just be careful. If possible, don't download the PNG versions because they're gigabytes. Try to use the SVG and convert on your side if necessary. Those are the main assets, but up here as well is all the layers. So every individual layer that makes up CyberBroker's assets is here as well. Yeah, Sky, sorry, we can certainly dream. Yeah, someday. I don't know if anyone has all 50 traits or talents, excuse me. I don't believe anyone has that. The highest I've seen is 27 traits or talents in a single wallet. So layers, I'm on layers. So this describes, all the layers, all the details of it is here. Again, there's zip files. Okay. The SVG render, so as an example, this is the full size version. Okay. So you can stack, but if you want the assets kind of unbound so that they don't have all that extra space, you can grab those versions here as well. Okay, so you'll see the bounding boxes are different. So all the layers are there. There's a lot of data up here, so there's CSV and JSON versions of all the layers, of all the brokers, and of all the talents. So if you're looking to sort through things, that's there. And then the icons. which actually I need to update these. I keep forgetting there's some new icons. Yeah, yeah, and this is Sky. This is what a lot of people, aren't great at pulling things off chain. So this was an easy one to just put all the assets in one place and people just grab what they need. And then there's a whole bunch of notes. You should read this section about there's some inconsistencies here and there about a few things. Okay. Um, let me keep going here. So we're going to switch back to, let's go to Max. So these are all tools about Max. Yeah, yeah, definitely Sky. Um, so let's talk about the trade inventory tool. Let's talk about the mech assembly toolkit from CBGB, and there's also a mech hanger from CBGB. You can find that in there. I'm going to focus on these first two. This last one basically takes your wallet and puts all your 3D assets into a single like hanger, all in line. On opposite sides, you can like walk through them in 3D. It's pretty cool. So if you have mech parts and you're looking to figure out what mechs you want to create and what you need or what you have to trade, the the spreadsheet created by Vo is a necessary item. Um, so if you look here, so basically all you do, oh, I'm stuck. I can't get to my tabs. Basically, there's a tab where you copy and paste from OpenSea, and it fills in what you have, and then you come to this page. So this shows, I have one incarnate arm, one body and one leg, and let me do something more reasonable. uh, let's pretend I want to make it. So I have a Nico Chan body and I have a Nico Chan engine. And if I hit the what, by the way, this is not my wallet. This is just the default. um, so if I change, why isn't that? Oh, because I've got to copy it first. I forgot. It is not my wallet. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta fix. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Now I can change it. Okay, so if I put, let's say I want to make a Nico Chan. Okay, so I've got a body, I've got an engine, but I want to make a Nico Chan. If I put a 1 in this column for the goal and hit enter, it will now tell me I need 2 arms and 1 head and 1 leg. So basically you can pick, what mechs do I want to create, and it will then start figuring out what you need versus what you have to trade. Um, and then it creates an easy trade list here. So, I have all these things to trade, but I want these in return. So you can just take a copy of this and post it in the trade channel, and basically start bartering with people. The really fun part about Max. Okay, so this trade tool, again, the link is in the more info. Yeah, Vo killed it. We want to upgrade this. The copy and paste part is a little annoying from OpenSea, so we just want to upgrade this to type in your wallet, and it will fill it automatically. So that should be coming up soon. Okay, then we need to talk about CBGB's toolkit. Everything but the kitchen sink is included in the toolkit. So we start here with unrevealed Max. So these are all the parts, you know, and you can see what you have in your inventory. And then you can figure out how many mechs you can create from that. You can get stats for all the unrevealeds to see, how many of each there are, and then specific mech parts and unrevealed, and then who's got what. You can also look at the revealed stats as well. Okay. Then there's a little builder here. This was amazing. This came out before Snap and was so great at allowing us to, picture what a mech would look like. But you could see it was picture based, so it didn't work perfectly. Now that we have Snap's probably a better choice in this. And there's some great CBGB actually created this using Chat GPT. He typed into Chat GPT what he wanted and fed in the data from the CyberBrokers assets, and it created this cool little tool. If I'm looking for a degen with a male face, um, it starts giving me a different filter. So this is a pretty cool tool to play around with as well. Same thing. There's a mech gallery. Same idea. If I want to look at all mechacons, okay. Um, and this is actually tied into Smash or Crash, which we'll get to in a minute. And then many people probably don't know about this either. um, this is an AR tool that works for Android or iOS, and you can load it onto your phone, okay? And you can put any of the 50 mech styles, anywhere in real life and like walk around it and take video. It doesn't work with individual um, mechs, assembled mechs. It's just working with the 50 styles right now. Yeah, ballistic. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and take a look. I want to keep going through the review of all the tools first. Um, so this is a great tool that people should take a look at. Not many know it's here. And then also there's a lost paradigms um, viewer here. So this is pretty cool as well. Yeah, the amount of stuff that's on this one page, it's worth a half an hour just to play around here. Okay. Oops. So I want to go back here. Okay, we've handled all of these mech tools. I want to talk about mech tutorials because a lot of times the fun is doing your own stuff with mechs. So there's a bunch of resources to help you out. Um, the first is our CyberWorkers YouTube. So if you look at Alpha Command, there's a whole bunch of, master your Genesis mech, import, pose, and render. So there's a video tutorial on how to do that. So this is a great first step for those who've never used Blender before. Um, and then, we have a 3D world tour. So using your mechs in all the 3D worlds. Another one about using your mechs. There's one for building your mech that goes through all the details there. Um, so a lot of great content on YouTube that is watchable anytime you want. So that covers all these. Um, oops. There's a pose and save tutorial by Ballistic that's available. There's a use your VRMs by MetaMike. This goes into like VR chat and all these other apps and how you use your VRMs there. And then there's a great 3D printing one by Squish on how you take your 3D mech and prep it and turn it into an actual 3D asset. There's also a complete channel for 3D printing in Discord, and you'll see people like Gabriel and Merck and others in there playing. And I think CBGB actually created a real life mech chess set, um, by 3D printing. Okay, I'm going to keep on trucking. So next up is games. Um, Smash or Crash, I think, has been one of the most well received because it's pretty simple and fun and interactive. We've been playing these in Discord a few times. So if I go back, oh, I forgot. I wanted to show the MetaMic one. Um, So this has a lot of VTubing, all the different VTubing apps, XR animation. It goes through the virtual worlds and goes beyond the three that we talk about most of the time. Talks a little bit about Blender, Unity, Unreal, um, AR, VR apps. This is a huge resource. Um, yes, no doubt, MetaMike is doing God's work. Yep, he's one of the leaders in how to use all these assets. So it was great for him to create this resource for us. Um, I diverged. So Smash or Crash, it's a simple voting app. It's just like which asset do I like the best, and then you can pick. Okay, I love that name, Void Waxing. It's not. What is it here? My machine is slow because of everything I have going on. Anyhow, so it gives you, two to pick from. You choose which you like, or if you don't want to, you can just skip. Okay. And there's a version for mechs and there's a version for cyberbrokers as well. So you can compare cyberbrokers as well. This is ELO, so it it will help with ranking, so it's not like a total random match that a mech that hasn't been getting a lot of votes gets put up against a mech that has gotten a lot of votes. So it tries to keep the matches within the same ranking, as far as points over here on the left. Okay. Um, and yeah, yeah, I'm with you. Um, it's definitely a lot of work that has been put into those. Other games, there's a 3D mech chess game, again created by CBGB. It's not good. Yeah, mech chess. There's Flappy Pixel Brokers, so this is kind of like a little game of don't get hit. Uh, and there's Pixel Brokers Run as well, so a few games in there. And again, these are all from the community. These aren't like things where you can go to World Wide Web and use your Pixel Broker. Okay. Um, that, and then of course, I want to mention the 3D worlds. So we have a primary world in Hyperfy, we have a primary world in Mona, and we have one coming in on Cyber soon. Um, so we'll always be in as many of the metaverses as possible and have a home there for cyber brokers to use. Lastly, I want to touch on the community fund. Um, so people may forget that cyber brokers put $174,000 at launch into the community fund that has funded a number of projects over time, and there's still money left. So if you have an idea and either the time to do it yourself, or we can find someone else to help do it and pay them through the community fund, uh, let's create some stuff. Stop in the Discord or make a submission. There's more details on the fund at this address /community/fund. But I want to go through some of the things that have come through the community fund. Lost Paradigms. If anyone doesn't know about Lost Paradigms, make sure to check them out on OpenSea. An amazing set of assets um, that bring the lore of cyber brokers to life in 2D in their versions, but we're starting to see them in 3D. So it's a lot of assets that can be used by our community. And I'm in the process. I need to get a repository up for all those assets, just like we have for cyber brokers. So make sure to check out Lost Paradigms. Um, all the lore translations for version alpha for Mandarin and Spanish were funded by the community fund. Pixie Bolt AI that was offered to or is offered to holders, and the custom cyberbrokers models that came along with it was funded by the community fund. Pixel Brokers, the shit poster bot Alpha 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 coming up soon, funded by the community fund. And then there's been multiple bounties over the last year. Like MetaMikes is a good example. That was a $500 bounty to create something a tutorial for us for our mechs. So if you have interest, there's opportunity there. Stop in a Discord, uh, and let's chat. Okay, I know I've been going fast, and I appreciate you hanging in there. Uh, we got through everything. Were there any questions? Okay. Um, I'm going to close this out. Well, I see one for Sky there. We'll wait. Um, I did want to go back, and this is just the ones. Understand, these are the primary ones. There's lots more here. So go check out that channel in Discord. There's even more tools there. I just got to these as the highlight. Um, this will go as a recording on YouTube, so it'll be something in place for everyone to go view later. Um, that's it. Uh, don't forget, we have a game night at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight where we're going to play a racing game, and there will be a Lost Paradigms NFT up for grabs. Have a great day, everyone.